Hey everybody, welcome back to Power Plays, and this is a deck tech video of the Scott Lang Ant-Man deck that I piloted for my just a test run against the Absorbing Man. So if you want to watch that gameplay video, there's a link of it in the description for that. But today I'll just be talking about the deck that I used. So it's a leadership build, but with a little bit of twist. The other deck that I have that uses leadership is Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange just pumps out allies for their come into play ability and then recycles them for that. Whereas Ant-Man is a little bit more loyal to his friends. Okay, this is really his whole Peng Yu. Peng Yu means good friends, so he's loyal to his friends and he wants them to stick around. So quite standard, the 15 card Ant-Man package. You have your standards, Avengers Mansion, Nick Fury, and your 3 power cards. I'm not using Helicarrier, and I'll go into a little bit why I'm not using Helicarrier in a minute. Mockingbird was in here, but I figured I have other ways to stun, and Mockingbird's not an Avenger, so she doesn't really fit into the whole deck type. So the other neutral cards, we have 4 of the new Earth Mightiest Heroes, which allows you to exhaust an Avenger character to ready another Avenger character. So the amount of Avengers characters in this deck, you'll find yourself reusing, you can probably reuse Ant-Man a fair bit because he's an Avenger on his hero sides. Swarm Tactics, because there's a Warps in the deck, and if you do play with another player with Warps, it'll trigger it as well. Okay, and the reason why I don't use Helicarrier, because I use Queen Carrier. So Queen Carrier, in my opinion, it's not for every deck, mainly because you can only use it if you're in Avenger mode. But secondly, it's because it doesn't reduce the cost, but it generates a WoW resource. Now this helps Ant-Man's, what's that ability? The Risk Gauntlet, okay, a fair bit. Okay, it helps him to pump out stuns and confusions a lot more consistently. Okay, and of course, since you're playing with Avengers, 1 copy of Avengers Tower to reduce the cost as well as to increase the ally limit. Okay, let's go into the leadership build. So again, cost reduction, because you want your guys to come out fast, and not really fast, but you want them to come out cheap. 2 power leaderships. Okay, now the allies. Hawkeye is a standard for dealing with minions. He has a come into play ability, but he sticks around. Not very useful, but for the cost and to clear minions, and then he'll stick around to block. Okay, Ant-Man, Hank Pym. You can play Ant-Man, Hank Pym aside Ant-Man, Scott Lang, because they are 2 different dudes, so no issue there. Okay. So he's a 2/2 and 0 cost, but of course he gets more hit points for each Pym counter on him, and when he enters play, he plays up to a maximum of 4, so he's potentially a 2/2/4 for 4 cost, which is quite alright. Black Knight has a 2 ability with piercing, which means it discards the tough status, which is very useful. Ronin is a 3/1/2, 3 health, and gets +1 thwart and +1 attack while an upgrade is attached to them. Similarly, playing to the upgrade build is Iron Man, which reduces the cost of each upgrade played on him by 1. Okay, he's beefy as well. Stinger. Hey, where's my Warps? Okay, I gotta go and fetch Warps. Oh, the Warps is in Ant-Man's deck. What am I talking about? Yeah, Warps is here. Okay, so anyway, Stinger. Yeah, so she doesn't count towards your ally limit, so she's essentially a free 1 attacker, 1 thwart, and then it's a free block, free stun in a way. Okay, so these are the upgrades. This is essential. Every ally you get gets +1 hit points, which lets them stick around a bit longer. Okay, reinforced stealth suits give them +2 hit points, which makes them stick around even longer. Okay, and the Sky Cycle lets you either recycle them to attack or thwart again, or you can use Earth Mightiest Heroes and then you Sky Cycle it back to you attack and thwart. Now, the other cards that I was thinking of adding but didn't was First Aid, which heals your allies, but I'm hard pressed to find cards to remove for First Aid. I'll try it without first, and if I find that my allies are dying too quickly, then I might just put in a First Aid just to maybe I'll remove Hawkeye and something else just to get the First Aid action going on. Yeah, probably Hawkeye and Stinger, but we'll see. Okay. Ultimately, the whole goal of this deck is to let your allies do the beating while Ant-Man does the defending. Okay? And he does that quite well because he's got a respectable 2 defense on his tiny side and an awesome 3 defense on his giant side. Okay? At the same time, he's able to heal quite well with his ability to switch back to Scott Lang to heal, and of course he has the what's that card called? The helmet, which again once he flips it heals him. Right. So that's my deck tech video. I'll put a link to the deck in the description as well as a link to the video that I played using this particular deck. Okay? So if you have any comments, of course, please leave it in the comment section below. Till then, like, share, and subscribe to this video, and stay safe, guys.